Yo, 14, you got another one.
One day you take a look at your life. You look back and you see some great things, and you see some not so great things. The bad things you see are the ones that you've overcome, but those accomplishments are still holding your attention. You've seen some success that other people in your lane haven't seen, and a lot of them won't see, to be honest. But then you look ahead, and you see things that you still want to accomplish. You know you can do it, but there seem to be some hurdles in your way that require either a drastic change in you or require you to reinvent yourself altogether. And this is what Yung Berg, now known as Hitmaka, has done, and it paid off big time. Let's see what led him to this level of success. Born Christian Ward on September 19th, 1985 in Chicago, Illinois, Yung Berg more likely felt that he was destined for a great life. He didn't take too long to get started on it. At 14, this man had a record deal with none other than the legendary DMX, who at the time of this recording had just passed away. Praise to the legend himself. Hitmaka's initial stage name was Iceberg, and he was the first rapper actually signed to DMX's Bloodline Records. It was there that Eve, who also was rolling with DMX in a Rough Rider, shortened his name to just Berg, which led him to become Yung Berg. His time with Bloodline Records didn't last long because he was sent to boarding school by his mom. She didn't feel like he was surrounded by the right people. She thought he was surrounded by gangbangers, which happened to be the Rough Riders. She might have been on to something though. She, along with his father, were successful business people, and he was raised in some great conditions. So it probably scared her to find out that he decided to sell crack just to be more authentic. An authentic rapper at that. That shit sounds stupid to me, but on a certain level, I kind of respect it. He could have just lied and said he did what he did, but he actually went and did it. Yeah, boarding school might have been the right thing for Yung Berg at the time. After graduating boarding school, Yung Berg moved to LA, where he figured he can get his career back on track. His old weed man became his manager, and they got right to work on his craft. His second break came in the form of becoming a hype man and a recording assistant for Shauna, who was signed to Ludacris's Disturbing the Peace imprint, better known as DTP. Side note, Shauna was a beast, and you should expect a video on her at some point in the near future. But it was him becoming a hype man and a studio assistant that I think was an early sign that Berg was going to be successful. He could have came in with a huge ego. I mean, he had a record at 14, so he could have just told him, hey, I won't accept anything but a huge label attention. But instead, he put his head down and he grinded it out. He did that as well as perfect his craft. And in 2007, he dropped a single titled Sexy Lady, which was an urban hit that peaked at number 18 on the Billboard Top 100 charts, which then led him to sign with Epic Records. He then caught another hit with the song Sexy Can I featuring Ray J. That record peaked at number 3 on the Billboard charts, and this is one that actually made Yung Berg a household name. To be honest though, I didn't really like this song when it came out, and I still don't like it. Come to find out, neither did Yung Berg. But the song sold 8 million plus copies, and he owns 30% of the published, so I'm guessing it's a certain level of respect and love that he does have for this song now. He followed that single up by dropping The Business, which also charted at number 33 on the top 100 Billboard charts. No, it wasn't as high as his previous two hits, but a charting song nonetheless. But this will mark his last charting song as a lead artist. And up until that point, it can be seen as a lot of success. And with success comes controversy and negative energy, alongside the happiness and positive energy. With Yung Berg, there's some obvious ones that come to mind, like the Trick situation. But the one negative controversy that stood out to me was his beef with Bow Wow. Now, at the time when it was happening, I had no idea they were beefing. The fact that they had smoke isn't what got me, but it's what they had smoke over that did. If you didn't know, these guys had beef over Corinne Steffens, aka Superhead. She was a legendary, let's say, vixen in the hip-hop industry. Apparently they were both having relations with her, not together at the same time, but separately during the same period. You know, she pretty much was juggling multiple artists at the same time, if you will. Now, while she was dealing with Bow Wow and Berg at the same time, Bow Wow was allegedly telling her to only have dealings with rappers of a certain stature, like Lil Wayne, and not to deal with Yung Berg. And he told her Yung Berg was not on that level. Now that's some petty ass shit, especially because she wasn't exclusive with anybody and everyone knew it. I mean, I would have been mad at the Dirty Mackin' too, but Yung Berg actually made a diss record towards Bow Wow that was actually pretty dope. It was called Do That There. Now I remember this song, but I had no idea it was a diss at the time. I just knew I liked the song. But shout out to Bow Wow and Yung Berg because they eventually patched things up, so we'll just leave that there. But the shit was still funny to find out though. Yung Berg, the artist, was already on a slow decline. He could have just died there and laid there and just rested on whatever he's done up to that point, because up to that point, he had 3 charting songs. And I'm pretty sure he's making some decent money with touring. But nah, he took a long, hard look at his life and made a life-changing decision. At the end of that decision, Yung Berg had to die. But he did that so Hitmaka could be born. Now, Hitmaka had all the talent Yung Berg did, but he also honed in on it and focused on it. He started producing more heavily. He started writing for others more heavily. And he really went all the way with it. The name Hitmaka alone is a lot of pressure to put on you. And I have a feeling that played a part into why he chose it. He soon lived up to it and continues to live up to it right now. In 2010, he did some co-producing on Lil Wayne's John record featuring Rick Ross. Today, that song is 2 times platinum. And that was just the beginning of a stacked resume for Hitmaka. He went on to work with damn near every huge artist in the industry like Nicki Minaj, Chris Brown, Big Sean, Meek Mill, Jeremiah, Ty Dolla $ign, Yo Gotti, T.I., Don Trip, which is one of my favorite rappers and he doesn't get enough credit. But those are just a few of the names. The full list is super long, too long. That might be a whole nother video on its own. But after just churning out hit after hit after hit, kind of makes you wonder why he couldn't continue his own charting ways while performing as a main artist. But in an interview he did with DJ Booth, he had this to say on the matter. I just felt at a certain point people weren't receiving my records the way they were supposed to be. That was 2010, 2011. I decided to pivot and put a different name on the records. I always knew my songs were good, but what if I just switched and said it's not Yung Berg doing the songs? Basically what he was saying is that he knew he had the talent, but he realized people didn't want to receive his talent from him. And that's common what I feel like a lot of artists. I don't think it's common for these artists to notice though. During this interview, he also said, a lot of people don't know how to get out their own way. I had to get out my way to be successful. Those are some of the truest things any person can hear while chasing their dreams and chasing success. Christian became Iceberg, got signed, sign of success. Rebranded to Yung Berg, seen some more success. Rebranded to Hitmaka, and became success. Hitmaka is extremely talented writer and producer, and now he's a successful vice president of A&R over at Atlantic Records. Hitmaka, in an interview he did with Billboard, said, Yung Berg came, lived, and died so Hitmaka could take it to the next level. Basically, rebranding is what Hitmaka had to do to change the trajectory of his success. I'm currently in that process right now, and I encourage you all to take a long look at your life and figure out if you need to make this change as well. Shout out to Hitmaka and congrats on all your success. Part of your growth and the way you pivot has helped me, and I thank you for that. So thanks for checking out the video today, and if you don't know, we are doing a $250 giveaway at 1,000 subscribers. So just go ahead and subscribe for a chance to win some money. Simple, don't cost you anything. And while you're at it, you might as well follow our IG page because that's how we'll get in contact with the winner. So once we hit 1K subs, we'll drop a video or drop some on IG as well. And then we'll do a random ass draw and the winner be chosen. Till then, y'all stay safe and stay out the way. See you in a couple days.